Okay, welcome back to another author interview at Crystal Lake. Today, our guest is Mia Dalia, and we're here to discuss her book, Beautiful Ones. So I'm going to turn it over to her now and let her introduce herself. So take it away.
Hi, everybody. My name is, Mia Dalia. That's me. I write dark psychological fiction. I think most people know me primarily for horror, and my new novel, Beautiful Ones, is probably my most horror novel to date. So I think it will appease most horror fans. I tried to do something unique with it. I subverted a trope or two. I mixed in sci-fi and thriller on top of horror, and just try to make it as exciting and fast-paced and bombastic as possible. And I'm thrilled that Crystal Lake is bringing it out for you all to check out on March 20th.
Yeah, it looks like a real good book. So I think readers will have a treat for them. So give us an overview of the novel. What is it about?
Beautiful Ones is about a wonderful utopian society set on a remote tropical island that is a brainchild of a tech billionaire named Ronan Bard. Ronan has a lot of ideas about how the world should and shouldn't be, and he made a perfect world of his own, a microcosm on this island. And because reading about perfect things gets boring, and because living in perfect worlds gets boring, Ronan starts doing pretty outrageous things, and some of them come back to bite him in soft spots. And what I did is I set the novel over a course of a single day. It starts off as paradise, and by the end, it ends up as hell. So the narrative takes you through a day in this place. And I won't say too much more about the plot twist, not to give anything away.
Yeah, we don't want spoilers. So you have three narratives in the book from three different characters. Um, can you tell us a little bit about these characters and their journeys through the book?
Absolutely. So for this book, although Ronan is the person, the brain and the heart behind it, I didn't want to give him voice directly. I thought it would be more interesting if we see what's going on with the island from different perspectives. So we have Jacob, who is an everyman. He is lucky to be on the island. He is a mechanic, and he just kind of goes through the day when these things happen. He's not a part of administrative world. He doesn't know anything behind the scenes. So you have that perspective. Then you have Martha, who is Ronan's right hand, and she's been with him all along. She is his greatest acolyte, supporter, believer. So you have her perspective. And then you have Amber, who is a visiting journalist. She is on the island to interview Ronan, to see all he's created. So I think her perspective is the one the reader will also share. We get to go with her onto this island, visit it, and see what's going on.
Yeah, Amber sounds kind of like the horror trope, the innocent bystander that gets pulled into these things that we have in so many
Oh,
horror.
they're all
Yeah, so
technically innocent bystanders. That's the fun thing.
yeah, okay. So one of the book's themes, as you said, is this proposed utopia and that suddenly turns sinister. So why did you want to explore that horror trope, and what modern societal issues did you mix into the trope?
Um, well, the trope to me is fascinating. I love utopian fiction, but primarily because I love dystopian fiction. I think the two go hand in hand. One of my favorite books of all time, Lost Horizon, mixes those two perfectly. It's about the perfect place people find, and they can't believe it. So I don't talk politics in public. I never have, and I never will. But I think anybody reading Beautiful Ones will see a lot of themes from today's news. And there is an inherent danger in trying to create something perfect and trying to believe that your way is the best way. in closing yourself off to different perspectives. And in playing God, essentially, that is Ronan's folly. And I wanted to explore that. I wanted to show how perfection is subjective and unsustainable. So that's what I wanted to work with, but in a way that's still thoroughly wrapped in fiction and all kinds of thrills.
Yeah, okay, so the book does have an ensemble cast of characters, as we mentioned, including Ronan, who's basically a catalyst character. So, does any of those characters stand out for you, or did any of them become a favorite? Even though authors always
Oh,
say they don't have favorites, we do. We do.
I actually don't, because I mean, okay, so to me, the most fascinating, I will say this, the most fascinating character to me was Ronan, which is why I didn't give him a voice directly. And I wanted him to be presented through perspectives of others. It's really hard to play favorites because my work is very personal. I think parts of me, shards of me, end up in all my characters, even morally reprehensible ones. So I recognize them, I understand them, and I can't love them or not love them any more or less than other characters. So to take an easy way out, I will say my favorite character is the dog. There's a dog in the book, and that's what I'm gonna go with. My wife gave me very specific instructions on what can and cannot happen with the dog, and I honored her wishes. And yeah, we'll go with that. Gotta love the dog.
Okay, all the potential readers just had a sigh of relief there because for the dog, I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure if you follow the rules of the readers, then the dog is safe. Okay, yeah, because that's pretty much I've found whenever I interview authors, they say we do not kill off the dogs.
Not when there's so many people to kill off, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. People are fair game, just hands off the dogs.
Precisely.
Uh, okay, so the book also has a sci-fi element as well as horror. Do you enjoy mashing and mixing up the genres?
Oh, I love it. I actually write across genres, and I think not as many readers are aware of it, but I've written sci-fi and noir and dark comedy and mysteries and all that, and it's fantastic to be able to mix and match like that. I find genres limiting conceptually. I understand the purpose of them, and I understand that a lot of readers prefer a specific genre, and people want to know where to place books on bookshelves in stores. But to me, as a reader, it's always been such joy to get more than one thing. And as an author, it's equally fun to write more than one thing. So I think with this novel, I very gleefully mixed and matched several things, and it felt very organic. I don't think I set off to write specifically, oh, this will be 50% horror, 30% sci-fi. It just felt completely organic. It's completely in keeping with Ronan's character to do what he does. Everything that happens on the island to me made sense, and if it fell into different genres, that's just kind of what happened. There was no strategy. I'm not a plotter, I'm a pantser. So I write kind of what happens, and I hope it works.
Mm. Yeah, I mix up the genres myself, so I get that definitely. So, what was your favorite scene without giving spoilers in the book?
That's such a tough one. I originally really liked the scene in the observatory, but I can't talk much about it. I think it's a very important, very crucial scene, and it was fun to write. But I'll probably, looking back at the full novel, I'm gonna have to go with prologue, just because I'm mostly known for quiet horror. That's what people think of when, that's what they associate with my name. Very quiet, slow boiling stories. And this one, by design, was meant to be the opposite. I call it my loud novel. And the prologue really sets it up. I think anybody reading the prologue is going to be like, oh, okay, this is how it's going to go. So I wanted to be the prologue to be as dynamic and hard hitting as possible, and immediately set the mood and the tone. And once I got that going, which was an afterthought, um, I was very happy with that. So prologue.
Mm, okay, so yeah. So all you people who don't read prologues out there, definitely read this one.
Read this one.
Okay, so did you find anything challenging about writing your book? Did a scene or a character give you any trouble?
No, my characters are very well behaved with me. I mean, they do terrible things to each other, but I'm always very happy to report they behave well with me. They don't give me any trouble. They usually just tell me what's going on with them. Like I said, I don't pre-structure and I don't outline, so the story occurs to me as I write it. And I think everything that happened here made sense. I think all the characters made sense. All their arcs worked for me. So yeah, I was writing. Honestly, is the best and easiest thing about writing. People think it's the only thing. There's gazillion other things, but writing itself is pure joy.
Yeah. Um, I envy you that with the characters. My characters always give me trouble.
Oh, I'm sorry. You gotta whip them into shape.
Yeah. Well, no, I struggled with an evil chicken character for 6 months. So yeah, my characters go on weird tangents and do strange things and totally. They always make the book better, but it's always a trouble writing them.
To make you
So
work for it.
yeah, yeah, they definitely do that. So what's your favorite aspect of being a writer?
I think I love the ability to tell a story and have an audience for it because I've always been telling little stories. I tell stories to my wife. Before she started insisting I write them down, which is how I became a writer in the first place. And it's so incredibly rewarding to know that my books get out there and get an audience. I love hearing from fans, and my fans are all over. I see my books being read in countries I've never even visited. And to me, that's fantastic. I live for that. But on the other hand, I'm also a very selfish person, and to me, writing is entirely selfish. The act of writing to me is also me telling myself a story. I never know what's going to happen when I sit down to write, and it's just so much fun. So it's also entertaining to me. I can't say, oh, it's entirely altruistic because it's fun. Writing is just unraveling the story this way is fun.
Yeah, it is. So, what do you enjoy most about writing in the horror genre?
Oh, horror genre is my favorite. It's not even a guilty pleasure, it's just my favorite. Mostly because horror is such a broad umbrella. I feel like it's a broader umbrella than so many other things. Most people who don't read horror think it's a very specific thing. And it's not. Horror is so many things. Horror is anything that scares you. And that could be anything. It's hugely broad. Whenever I do an author event, people ask me what my favorite horror book is, and I say 1984. And a lot of people say that's not horror. And I say, yes, it is. It absolutely is. Reread it. It's terrifying.
Mm,
So my interest originally and heavily is in psychology. I studied social psychology, and anytime I can get inside the psyche and shred it and see what's going on and see if I can reassemble it in a fun way, see what makes people tick, to me that's fascinating. And that's what horror does. It explores our fears, and fears are essential to what makes us human, to what makes us us.
okay. So, what other genres have you branched out into?
Oh, I've done science fiction. I've had a book with Spaceboy books called Arakat, and I just have now a new novelette, hard science fiction, coming out in anthology called Obsidian by Slab Press, and I have a story coming out on Metastellar. So I do sci-fi. It's a little tougher for my brain, so I don't do it as often. This novelette, the new one, is hard sci-fi, which, oh my God, that was a lot of work for me to figure out. I do mystery and especially noir for no apparent reason because I'm not even really a noir person. But once I started writing it, apparently I can hear it like music. One of my noir stories was nominated, shortlisted for Crime Writers Association Dagger Awards a couple of years ago. To branch out on crime writing, I wrote a murder mystery with baked goods. So that's like a comedy kind of. And that happened because my wife told me to write something light for a change. And I said, okay, I'll murder some pastries for you. And I did that. I've written literary fiction. And yeah, I think at this point it'd probably be easier to say the things I haven't written or have no interest in, because I love going all over genres.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit like me too. I recently branched out into the cozy mystery myself, writing a paranormal cozy mystery set in a bakery. So yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah, I she loves baking shows, and over the years, I have watched, not by choice, so many of them that it's just look. You know what would make it better? A murder. There we go.
Okay, so who are some of your favorite authors? Do you have anything special on your to read list this year?
I don't make to read lists because I don't think I even have the time anymore. Before I started being a writer, I was a very prolific reader and reviewer. I do like 40 to 50 books a month, and and now I'm very, very lucky if I hit double digits a month. So I stopped making lists. I do use NetGalley quite a bit, so I get to sort of read the future and see what books are coming out. And I read a very exciting book by Jennifer Thorne, her upcoming novel called Newborn Park. So that was fun. As for my favorite writers, I feel like if I just started listing them, that would probably take the rest of the conversation up. I love Michael Chabon, Agatha Christie, Dan Kahan, um, T.C. Boyle, Michael Marshall Smith, Jack Ketchum, Richard Matheson, Shirley Jackson. I probably should stop now, just in the interest of time.
Yeah, there's a couple of authors on that list that I enjoyed too. So yeah, some classic authors on that. So, and also I don't have any time to read books anymore either. I have to try and squeeze it in where I can get it. So, tell us about some of the
And
other books. Tell us about some of the other books you've written.
gladly. So Beautiful Ones is my third novel. My first one is Estate Sale, which is right there. My friend had that made for me. It's my debut. I'm very proud of it. It's been reissued by Lethe Press last year. My second novel was Haven. I think that's what people mostly know me for. It was released, it had the broadest release, and it's me showing off what I can do with the trope of haunted house, which is terrible things. And then I returned to haunted house theme last year with Alakazam from PS Publishing.
Oh, I love
That
that cover.
is, thank you. I helped design it. And that's set in a house that a magician owned in Atlantic City. So some magic in there. My collection of shorter fiction, Smile So Red and Other Tales of Madness, is available from Bridget's Gate Publishing. And that was heavily inspired by moving from a big city to a sleepy suburb. All the tales here are mostly set around where I live, in the woods across the street, etc. It was a big culture shock, and the only way I could process it was by writing a book about it. And one of my upcoming books is A Song for the End of the World. That's going to be a limited signed hardcover illustrated from Earthling Publications. That's coming up soon. Sirens in the Bermuda Triangle. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh.
And I've got my second collaboration with Earthling Press that I can't really talk about yet, but it's a Halloween novel, and it's going to be epic this year.
Okay, so that nicely leads into the next question. What is your next project, and what can readers expect from you in the future?
So those are, I actually have another project with Black Sharks books coming out this year that I'm not at liberty to discuss the details yet. My Earthling publications, both of them are hugely exciting to me because it's just a phenomenal press, and they've published pretty much all my favorite authors. And to be working with them is a huge honor. They've been doing their Halloween novel series for, I think, 2 decades now, and it has the most amazing names. And to be joining that lineup is mind blowing. When I was approached to write the novel for it, I I did nothing else. I sat down and wrote it in 3 weeks. I was that excited. So I'm stoked to share it with people. And I have a gazillion short stories coming out. I have another novella uh, coming out May 1st in an anthology from Lesser Press called A Witchcraft in Your Lips. That is themed around, obviously, witches. I'm very happy with it. Just got a very nice write-up from Publishers Weekly. Call it impactful. I'll take it. That sounds nice. And yeah, I'm just working through that and trying to start lining up 2027.
Well, I guess readers have a lot to look forward to from you coming out in the future. And
Yes,
I think we'll wrap the interview up here. And I'd like to thank you for being a guest. It was a pleasure chatting with you.
thank you. Likewise.
Okay, and that's it for this episode, everybody. And bye for now.